Okay, good morning everyone. Thanks for the time is giving for me. I want to introduce myself. My name is Elsa Nayola. I'm from Group 4. Okay, here we want to explain about study of literary extrinsic elements, psychology, sociology, religion, and culture. Okay, first I want to explain about extrinsic element in literature. Extrinsic elements of literature are those that are outside the literature, but do not reflect the structure of literature of the system of organisms. More especially, it can be said that the role of extrinsic element that equate to building element of a story. Therefore, the literature of extrinsic elements should be considered as something important. Okay, Wellick and Warren, the section that include elements of extrinsic literature are the following. The circumstances of the each author of subject who have attitude, beliefs, and worldview are all made the literary influence. Psychological stage, both the psychological author, the psychological reader, and the application of the psychological principles in the work. The states of the author stood as economic, social, and political. The way of life of notation, periods of work, of art, religion, and so on. One of them is Emma Ainun Nahib. He is a writer from Java, and the Java who is strict with life. So it is not surprising that the literature nowadays is not framed from Javanese life, but the character and the character creative, and also from the various culture that exist in the short story. According to Malik Swiss, what includes culture elements are the language technology system, the livelihood system, social organization, and knowledge system, religion, and the art. The basic literary element that supports. For example, this novel is Peri Culturity Siti Nurbaya Minangkabau. This is accompanied with me background of the author Marah Rusli, who is a man Minangkabau. Similarly, the novel by Ceremony Correlian Rampang the Borneo Dayak cultural background and of the author comes from Borneo.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. First of all, I am Agnes Urenti with name 322110088. Okay everyone, here I will continue the presentation from my friend. Just to go the presentation. Previously, my friend explained what is meant by extrinsic elements in literary works. Then I will explain examples of their extrinsic elements. There are several extrinsic elements that build a literary work. For example, is number 1, background to the making of literary works. Background of literary works refers to written records, documents, biographies, scientific studies, or virtually anything that will help you gain expertise in your chosen area of inquiry. Your research will entail examination, critique, synthesis, and integration of source and theories. Okay, the next number 2 is author background. This can include age, gender, geographical location, ethnicity, cultural experience, religious experience, social standing, personal wealth, sexuality, political beliefs, parents, peers, level of education, personal experience, and others. And number 3 is socio-cultural condition. Socio-cultural condition is a term used to describe the social and cultural factors that affect people's attitudes, beliefs, behaviors, preference, costume and lifestyles. Demographics describe statistics about a population. Okay, the next number 4 is values. The following are the values that have been contained in a literary work. Number 1 is moral values. That is to give a value that has been done by making a picture in a literary work about moral or ethic in behaving towards others. Number 2 is a religion value. That is to give a picture that has a connection with the mandate, law, guidance, and also teachings in a religion that has been contained in a literary work. Number 3 is culture value. That is to provide an overview of traditions, culture, and costumes that have prevailed in a certain area through a literary work. Last, social value. That is to provide an overview and also of explanation of the mandate, the reconstruction of a society, and also the social phenomena that have been contained in a literary work. The last, my presentation is about B, author's biography. The purpose of making the author's biographical text is to convey the information needed by readers to be able to get to know the figure of someone being told. That way the reader can find out the background and life lived by the character, namely everything related to the author's origin, including education, population, religion, to his physiological condition. It can be said that this factor comes from the author himself. Of course, this element can affect a literary work. For example, novels from other countries will be different from a novel made by Indonesians.
Okay guys, I'm Dea Marcella. I will explain cultural values in literary works. One of the soul of culture is a literary works, but in general literature is the soul of the works of individuals. Only the object conveyed will not be separate from the culture and social life of the community. Thus, it can also be stated that cultures that have a wide and complex scope can be reflected in literary works. Literature is a reflection of the culture of a society through literary works, and author reveal the problem of life that the author himself is involved in. Literary works receive influence from society, and at the same time are able to influence society. In fact, determine the values of literary works that live in an era. While literary themselves are members of society who are bound by a certain social status and can command the influence it receives from the environment that at the same time raise it.
Hello guys, my name is Punyawanti. Here I will to convey about the moral values in literary work and social values in literary work. The first, the moral values in literary works. That the moral values conveyed in literary works are basically values conveyed by the author in order to educate humans in all aspects or problem of their lives so that humans can regulate their behaviors to become good human beings. The values of life in short stories, which are as follows: moral values, that is values that are contained in the story and are related to moral or ethnic prevailing in society. In a short story, moral values can be a good value or a bad value. For example, in the short story, The Mysterious Beggar, the values or message that the author wants to convey are about the need for a helping attitude between fellow human beings. In the short story, it tells the story of a good-natured and like-handed shoemaker helping an old beggar who is disabled. In addition, tuck away the message that young and strong people should not be beggars. It is better to find a job and try to improve life by trading. The value contained in the short story Blue Fairy for namely 1. It is not okay to be prejudiced against others before getting to know others well. 2. Being friendly and always pleasing others will come back to being good to yourself. And 3. It is necessary to have the courage to apologize if it really made a mistake. Okay, and A, about social values in literary works. Social values are human values related to human morals in social life contained in a literary work. Social values are also abstract assumptions and often not realize what is good and right and what is considered important by society. According to some people, that social values is a value embraced by a society regarding a thing that is considered good, a thing that is considered bad by society. This is to determine whether something is said to be good or bad, appropriate or inappropriate. It must go through an weighing process.
I will convey the conclusion of our presentation on extrinsic elements in literary works. Extrinsic elements are elements that build literary works from the outside, such as author biographies, cultural values, norm values, religious values, political situation, and others. What makes the story become complete and orderly in the story and with the existence of extrinsic elements. The literary work that has been made can become more meaningful. That is the reason why the author wants to create the literary work, or what motivation makes the author want to write a story. Thank you.
Okay guys, that's the only material from our group. Thank you for your attention. Good morning and